that's a fact. Every week is fashion week for me.
One time when I was 5 or 6, a teacher found a pair of underwear in the bathroom and all the teachers had to line up their students to find out which kid needed to be sent home. My teacher literally went round the class putting her hand into our pants to make sure we had underwear on. I'm still pretty traumatized from feeling her crusty, dusty old woman hand in between my cheeks. Anyway, it got to the last kid in my class and my teacher put her hand in his. When she pulled her arm out, it was covered in. The kid was crying, so was the teacher. One student threw up and I caused a chain reaction and everyone was throwing.
This is why you should never join a non-tagged game. So I joined my cousin and she was playing this game. Basically, a non-tagged game is if you can say anything without it being tagged out. So me and my cousin were messing around by saying these bad words because it wouldn't tag out. And we started chatting a little until a group of people came up to us saying really inappropriate things. But we just ignored them and moved out because it's a big map. But they were following us saying even more bad things. So we just left the game and joined the game called Vibe Room. Basically, it's just a really cool game where you can just sit down and chat with your friends. Then the same group joined us in that game, and we do not even know how because we did not friend them. Then they kept telling us to friend them. They literally spammed it. I'll do part 2. Part 2 of why you should never join a non-tagged game. So we were in Vibe Room and the same group of people joined us somehow and started spamming, friend me, friend me, friend me. Obviously we kept saying no and it was getting pretty annoying, so we muted them by doing /mute and then their username. But then they started coming close to our ROBLOX characters and started to pretend to do some inappropriate things. So then we just left, and 2 hours later I wanted to play by myself, so I went in Tower of Hell, and the same group of people joined us again. And I thought that my friend was friends with these guys, but we didn't know which friend it was. I have 172 friends on Roblox, so I didn't know which one it was. And so I messaged some of my friends on Roblox. See you in part 3. Part 3 of why you should never join a non-tagged game. So at this point, I blocked all the people that were doing the stuff. And by the way, it was online dating stuff that they were saying. It's not like really bad things, but it was kind of disturbing. But some certain people in that group were saying some bad stuff. But anyways, I messaged my friends and nobody knew about them. So I just minded my business, even though I was still curious, and I joined Adopt Me. Of course, the group didn't join because they were blocked, but one of my friends did. She told me that she found out what happened. She told me that one of my friends made these groups of people come join me. So I messaged her about it. Sorry I have to do this. See you in part 4. Part 4 of why you should never join a non-tagged game. My friend says she knows the person that knows these guys and friends them so that they can come to me. We're going to call her Amelia. So I messaged Amelia and she said it was for revenge, and I was so confused at this point. She says it was revenge for stealing her ROBLOX crush. And I said it wasn't me because I don't online date. Then she sent a screenshot of her online crush next to a girl almost with the same username as me. And I told Amelia that that girl had 3 eyes in her username and I only had 2. For some reason, she still didn't believe me. Sorry for this. See you guys in part 5. Part 5 of why you should never play a non-tagged game. I know it's not because I joined a non-tagged game, it's because my friends sent them to me, but still you should not because other people can still do it, and that has happened to me before. So please watch out for these kind of things to happen. But anyways, she didn't believe me that it wasn't me, so I ended up unfriending her and blocking her. Then I got a Roblox ban warning. It said that I had a chance of getting banned for online dating, which obviously I didn't, so I knew that she had reported me. And this was all a long time ago, so I really didn't know how to do a lot of things, and I wasn't that smart. And I cried and cried. See you in part 6. Part 6 of why you should never play a non-tagged game. So at this point, I was crying and crying and crying, but turns out I didn't get banned, so that's good. And so like 2.5 months later, I decided to make a TikTok account where I do dances and stuff and I show my face. And so I did the first video. That one kind of blew up. Not that much. It got like a couple thousand views. And so I was scrolling through my comments and I saw that same girl who I blocked on Roblox that sent those groups to me, and she commented, "I'm so sorry, can we be friends again?" I didn't know what to say, so I just ignored the comment and deleted it. But then I got a message from my other friend. Let's call her Hazel. See you in part 7. Part 7 of why you should never play a non-tagged game. So Hazel messaged me saying that she was friends with Amelia again. And I asked her why. And she said because she's truly sorry and she forgives her. So I just went on with it until I saw I was tagged in a video. And I clicked it. And I saw Amelia crying on camera saying, "Sorry, Ari, that was so mean of me. Can we please be friends again?" And at this point, I felt really bad, and she might have changed. It's been 2.5 months. So I commented, "Yes, we can be friends again." So I friended her back on Roblox, friended her back on Discord, and TikTok. Then we started becoming really good friends again. And we also reported the non-tagged game. And this is the last part. Stay tuned for other stories. Psycho Best Friend Story Time. This story is sent by Anonymous, so it's not mine. So I had a best friend for so long, so obviously she's super close. But when I came to 7th grade, I started becoming more popular and getting more friends. And she didn't like that. She said that I don't even need her anymore. I keep explaining to her that you can never have too many friends and she'll always be my best friend. We became friends again until some of my other friends that I met asked me to come sit with them at lunch. So we're going to call my psycho best friend Bella. So I asked Bella if it was okay for me to sit with them one day. Surprisingly, she was okay with it. So I sat there and we chatted and chatted. We asked Bella to come sit with us, but she just shook her head. I'll see you guys in part 2, and I tried talking as fast as I can. Psycho Best Friend Storytime Part 2. So I was sitting with my friends at lunch, and we asked Bella to come sit with us, but she said no. Then one of my friends had to go to the bathroom, and when she went, Bella went. And it was taking quite a while for them to come back. But when they came back, they were together. So obviously something sketchy was going on, because when my friend sat down at our table, we saw a bloody hand mark on her leg. We asked her about it and she said it was nothing. And we asked her about it again and she screamed nothing. So I was kind of getting freaked out, so I looked back at Bella and she was smirking. So I went over there and asked her what happened. She said nothing. So then lunch was over and it was dismissal time because that's right after lunch. See you guys in part 3. Psycho Best Friend Storytime Part 3. So when I saw the hand mark, I just let it go, and maybe she just hurt herself or something, because I don't think that Bella would do such a thing. But after lunch, I went to go talk to Bella, and we were just chatting. Then I got a text message from one of my friends, and she wanted to have a sleepover with me. I said I'll ask my mom, but I didn't tell Bella about it. The next day, my mom said yes, but I still didn't tell Bella about it, but I did tell my friend that she said yes. So a couple days go by, and I got ready for the sleepover. Bella still doesn't know. So I went to the girl's house. By the way, this is the girl that had the bloody hand mark. I didn't really want to bring it up, but I was curious. See you in part 4. I'll try posting it soon. Psycho Best Friend Storytime Part 4. This is going to be so short, I'm sorry. We're going to call the girl with the bloody handprint Lily. So I tried bringing up the question about the handprint, but she didn't answer. So I just let it go. So after the sleepover, I walked home since her house is not that far. And when I went to my house, I saw a broken window. It was snowing at this time, so I saw footsteps everywhere. When I got inside, the door was unlocked. And I heard noises upstairs. Part 5 is in the making. Bye! Psycho Best Friend Storytime Part 5. So somebody broke in my house, and I was kind of scared, so I called my mom, and she wasn't answering. Before calling 911, I went to the kitchen and grabbed a knife and went upstairs. As I was walking, I saw ripped clothes, toilet paper everywhere, and just a lot of random crap on the floor. And when I went up there, I saw my best friend in my bedroom with scissors in her hand. Her face was all red, literally. I tried talking to her and asking her what the hell was wrong. All she did was scream the word traitor. So I was kind of flipping out that she did that to my house, so I called 911, and we had to go to court. But see you in part 6. Psycho Best Friend Part 6. And yeah, I'm using the same video as part 5 because I don't feel like going in the game and screen recording. So the police arrived and we went to court, and I didn't actually go. I stayed at my grandma's house. But since Bella was a family friend, nobody was guilty. And after that, we haven't spoke to each other in weeks. Until I got something on my front step. It was a letter from Bella. So I went upstairs and I read it. It said something like, "You should have told me that you went to that sleepover." So after I read that, I went to go text her on Snapchat. And I told her, "Why do you need to know of everything I do in my life?" Which I regret saying, and you'll figure out why in part 7.
So I was sitting in the cafeteria when these two girls walk up to me. They kept complimenting me. And I was so confused because these were the most popular girls in the school, so after they kept saying how pretty I finally asked them what they wanted. And one of the girls named Gabby told me I'm invited to her birthday party that was later that day. I was so happy, so I kindly accepted. Later that day, the girl who invited me sent me her address. So when it was time, I got my mom to drop me off there. I walked up to the door and knocked a couple times and nobody answered, so I waited for almost an hour and realized no one lived there. I was so angry now because it started raining outside and I had no way to get home because my mom was on a dinner date and I had told her to come get me at 8 p.m. and then it was 4 p.m. So I started to walk home, and the whole way I was crying. So the next day in the cafeteria, Gabby and 3 other girls walked up to me laughing, and Gabby asked me where I was because I quote-unquote missed the party, and I told her that I was sent the wrong address, I think. Then she said, "Oops, lol, sorry, guess I sent you the wrong address, but look on the outside, at least we didn't have someone ugly to drive all the boys away at my party." So I rolled my eyes at her because I wasn't trying to cause a problem, when I guess one of Gabby's friends handed her a milk carton, and she poured it on me. And that's when I bolted up, grabbed her by the hair, and started rocking her shit.
When I was 14, my 16-year-old brother wanted to go to a party. My parents told him he couldn't go unless I came with. He said fine and brought me with him. He told me to stay in the car. I sat there for an hour before this beautiful blonde boy came walking to the car. He told me to roll my window down, so I did. He asked if I was gonna go inside and party. I said yes. We walked into the party together. Everyone was looking at us. I didn't know if there was something wrong until I realized he was the most popular boy in school. His ex-girlfriend came up to me and told me to stay away from him. I just assumed she was crazy. He grabbed my hand and pulled me to the couch. Me and him sat there cuddling.
So time goes on, we were cuddling, then he starts making out with me, and then sadly the crazy ex walks in on us and we didn't see her, and then she started videoing us, and then after a couple seconds go by she slapped us in the face, but I don't know what we did wrong. We were just having some fun. So that crazy ass bitch is now a very weird person that has no friends. Thankfully she deleted that video of us making out because we made her, but that crazy bitch moved and now me and the hot blonde deer live happily ever after.
I have a story. So I found my mom's money in her phone case. So I decided to get it and buy some Roblox. Because I have a friend who sells Robux for a real money, like not Gcash or something, like PayPal, no. So I go to my friend and buy a Robux. And when I go to Roblox, because I have a Robux, so I decided to make an avatar. And then when my mother found out that her money wasn't in her phone case anymore, so she yelled, "Where is my money?" So I was nervous at it, because I have, and I buy Robux, because I really wanted Robux. And if I ask her, she will just say no. And then my mother found me suspicious, and I was very scared. And then my brother said, like for part 2. So here's the part 2. And then my brother said Amy stole it. And I was scared, so I ran to my room. And my mother chased after me, so I locked my room. And I hear my mom's footsteps. So I go to my closet and hide because I'm scared. And my mom opened the door with key. And my mom see me. And he opened my closet. And my mom talked to me why did I stole her money. And I tell her that I want a Robux, but you won't let me to. And she was mad at me. And she said I'm grounded. After that, I never stole my mom's money again. The end. It's kinda weird story, so don't judge. So when I play Adopt Me, I saw this guy said he is rich. And he said, can we become friends? So I said yes, because why not? And then I said, what pet do you have? And then he said he have a mega shadow. And I said, wow, that's cool. Can you get your mega shadow out? Because I want to see it because it's cool. And then he said, the mega shadow is sick, so I can't. And then I said, okay, then what other pets do you have? And then he said that he have a neon giraffe. And again I said, can you put it out? Because I want to see it. And then he said, no, I can't. And I said, okay. And then he said, gotta go to my house. And I said, okay, bye. And he kind of acts suspicious. So I follow him. And then, like for part 2, another part 2. So when I followed him, he said, finally I got someone. And I was confused. And he noticed me. So I ran back to my house because I was scared. At least he didn't see my face or username. After that, I go outside. And then I found this guy again. And I found out that, like for part 3, part 12. This part 3. So I found out that he isn't rich. So I go to him and said, why would you lie to me? And then he said that he just wants friends. And he said, I'm very sorry. And I forgive him because everyone deserves a second chance. And we play together. And then he said, wanna trust trade? And then I said yes because we're friends. And he said, I'm first so you can trust me. After that, he said, it's my turn to be first. And then I got scammed. And the pet he scammed me is Arctic Reindeer. And he unfriended me. And I forgot what was his username. So I never trusted my friends again because of that. And then the next day, I found out that, like for part 4, this is the part 4. I found out that the guy is my brother. He did that because I wouldn't give him my chocolates. I'm planning to get back my Arctic Reindeer. So I go to his bedroom and play the computer. When I go to his account, the name and the avatar are the same of the guy. I go to Adopt Me and traded back my Arctic Reindeer. and I hear the door sounds. I was so scared, so I jumped into his bed and cover up with his blanket. And it was like for part 5. Part 5! And then it's my cat. So I left and go back to my room because I have my Arctic reindeer back. And I tell my mom that my brother scammed me in the game. And my mom tell my brother that he's grounded. And I'm so happy. The end! It's kind of weird story, so don't judge.
Story time about this girl who faked being Latina. So there was this girl who went to my school. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah is the queen of lies. In every subject we talk about, Sarah always, and I mean always, comes up with a lie that has to do with her life. Here's an example. What if we're talking about Tom Holland? She'd just come in and say, "Oh yeah, Tom Holland is my dad's friend. I met him once." You know, these types of lies. Another one is when she told everyone she's Latina. It was lunchtime in school, and we were talking about where we went for the summer. Sarah tells us that she went to Spain, and she started telling us on what she did there, and says that she's 50% Latina. She also said that she lived in Spain for 6 years, and if there is any person who lived in Spain for 6 years, they must know how to speak Spanish. And then my friend Kayla asked her, what does good morning mean in Spanish? We all know it's buenos dias. And my friend Kayla asked Sarah, what does good morning mean in Spanish? And then Sarah looks at us, looks back at her food, and said, I don't know, I'm still taking Spanish lessons. And we just look at her, that she doesn't even know what good morning means in Spanish. If she had lived in Spain for 6 years, she would have known what it meant. I don't know how, but that incident has spread around the entire school. Every person that walks past Sarah just says, Buenos dias, basically teasing her about not knowing what good morning means in Spanish. And then Sarah didn't show up to school for 3 days after that. And oh boy, we haven't even gotten to the crazy part. The 3 days pass and Sarah comes back to school. As soon as she walks into the class, everyone's eyes was on her. She came up, sat in her seat, and this lady showed up to school. So after 3 days of Sarah not coming to school, she showed up in a crop top, skinny jeans, fake nails, and fake lashes. And her hair was in a bun with edges. Yes, you heard me, edges. This lady is white. And in lunchtime, she took out a bag of hot Cheetos and some dipping sauce. I don't know if this was supposed to make us think she's Latina, but trust me, it didn't work. All of the freshmen and sophomores took out their phone and started filming her. This is where I kind of felt bad, but she ran to the bathroom crying, and she just stayed there and didn't show up to any classes for the rest of the day.
While growing up, my father was an alcoholic and an abuser toward my mom and my siblings. When my father gets drunk, he will beat my mom, insult her. My mom would hide us in the bedroom and lock the door so my father doesn't go inside to hurt us. It was painful to see my mom getting hurt every day. So me and my older sister, we decided that enough is enough. Our plans was to murder our own father. So we did some research on Google on how to murder someone. We finds a pill that can kill a person with just a single dose. We legally bought the medicine. After buying the medicine, we took 3 pills. We smashed it into a powder and poured it into the alcohol secretly. He ended up drinking the alcohol. The very next day, our father didn't woke up. My mom panicked and called the police. They took him to the hospital. In the hospital, the doctor says that he died because his heart stopped working. When the doctor asked if we knew anything, me and my sister responded that her father was an alcoholic person, maybe that's why he died. The doctor believed us. After my dad's funeral, we celebrate like no tomorrow.